Straight ahead tonight on KREM 2 News at 11.
All right, we're talking about that weather for your work week. A few showers tomorrow to start off Monday. I'll let you know what to expect for the rest of the week coming up.
Today was the 38th annual Bloomsday race. We'll give you a breakdown of all the events.
And they just go in the closet and they stay till the next Bloomsday.
Plus, hear one man's journey to the Bloomsday finish line and the shoes that have carried him.
KREM 2 News at 11 starts now.
Runners, walkers, and cheerleaders alike all coming out this morning for Bloomsday 2014. About 47,000 people registered for the event, and those who crossed the finish line did receive one of those coveted finisher t-shirts. Our KREM 2 News team was there all morning following the events and learning about some of the runners' inspirational stories. Good evening. Thanks so much for being here with us tonight. I'm Whitney Ward.
And I'm Brianna Berman-Solo. Cooler temperatures played a big role in fewer Bloomsday injuries than last year. Volunteers say 22 people were treated for minor injuries at the finish line. That's out of the 47,000 that ran. But Spokane firefighters and EMTs did respond to more than a dozen more serious problems, including one heart attack, one stroke, and one cardiac arrest. There were also well over 100 Spokane police officers and security volunteers spread across the course to keep everyone safe. A helicopter flew overhead, keeping an eye out for anything out of the ordinary.
Seeing security and seeing everything else here, it really made a difference.
Officials monitored the crowd and said for the most part it was smooth sailing.
Well, Bloomsday brings thousands of runners to the streets of Spokane, which means it brings twice as many shoes.
As KREM 2's Mike Gonzalez reports, people's footwear is as unique as their personalities.
Whether you're trying to run your best time, avoid a Bloomsday blister, or just make a fashion statement, your Bloomsday shoe says a lot about who you are.
You might say Ron Ilg and his girlfriend Jennifer don't mind waiting till the last minute.
They were actually the only shoes available.
A Bloomsday shoe can signal caution.
I don't know if they'll give me a better time, but they'll keep me safe.
Or even contentment.
And the color, or is it just,
It's a happy color. Makes you run happy.
But no shoe on the Bloomsday course can send the signal of longevity like these guys.
All right, I got to ask you, what's up with those shoes?
I just started running first Bloomsday and just wear them one day a year. They're almost sawdust. There's nothing left of them and that kind of stuff.
Meet 58-year-old Spokanite Mike McKenna and his Green Osaka Tigers.
How long have you been running in those things?
38 years.
38 years?
All of them.
Mike and his senile sneakers have run in every single Bloomsday since it started.
Do you get any Bloomsday blisters from those things?
Oh, my feet hurt for a couple days, so that's about it.
Mike says his brother gave the Tigers to him 38 years ago.
You figured every year I come out, I'm going to wear these.
Yep, and they just go in the closet and they stay till the next Bloomsday.
And with each passing Bloomsday, the Osaka Tigers get another 7 miles of seasoning.
Does it keep getting slower or faster with the holes that you get in the...
Oh, it's getting slower as age, too.
But then again, age is just a number to Mike and these guys. In Spokane, I'm Mike Gonzalez, KREM 2 News.
Now, Bloomsday competitors, of course, come from all around the world and right from our own backyard. Some finish the almost 7.5-mile race faster than the rest of us can even imagine trying to do Doomsday. Some also do it in a wheelchair. Tonight, KREM 2's Brian Fenley is joining us now to introduce us to the very best of the best.
Thanks, Whitney. Some of the world's fastest long-distance runners gathering today at Bloomsday. Let's first hit the course with the elite men's division. Alan Caprono would quickly make his way into first, and after he hikes up Doomsday Hill, really distances himself from the competition, and then on the final stretch, he would coast across the finish line, easily taking first, making him a two-time champ. He finished today at 34 minutes, 11 seconds. Let's check in with the women's elite late in the race. Mary Wasera and Lynette Chepkuri battling for first. Chepkuri already with 3 wins at this event, while Wasera running this race for the first time. Final stretch, Wasera accelerates ahead and claims first, timed at 39 minutes, 36 seconds. To the men's wheelchair division, Josh George stands as one of the few hanging in the lead as they zoom downhill, but by the start of Doomsday Hill, the field stands in his rear view. He bolts up to a commanding lead, chugging up the hill, and then it's certainly all downhill for him once that is done with, and he takes home the crown at a time of 27 minutes, 30 seconds. And finally, women's wheelchair division, Tico native Susanna Scaroni cruises across the finish line first, clocking in at 31 minutes, 38 seconds. Scaroni wins the event for the second year in a row. We'll have much more from this event in sports. Back to you.
All right, Brian, thanks very much. You can also connect to KREM today to watch yourself or your friends and family crossing the finish line. Backed by very popular demand is Photo Finish on KREM.com. We had a live stream of the finish line throughout the race, and so we've posted video of the finish line in 10-minute segments. So you just have to watch the 10-minute span when you crossed to see yourself there on camera.
Hey, dry today for Bloomsday, expecting a lot of that rain, but we've had quite an active evening. Take a look at the satellite and radar. Much of the moisture right now over Idaho and Montana, pushing east there. We saw quite a few showers earlier this evening, about a couple of hours ago. Spokane, nice rainbow to finish, and a few thunderstorms as well. Rainfall totals, this is from earlier today, especially during that Bloomsday time, 12-hour totals. 1/10 of an inch in Bonners Ferry, 1/4 of an inch in Moscow, but just trace amounts today in Spokane. All right, temperatures right now, 49 Spokane, 48 Moscow, 50 Pomeroy, and 54 Moses Lake. Temperatures will drop down into the 40s for tonight. Cloudy start to your Monday, 42 degrees. We're looking at isolated showers by the lunchtime hour. Breezy and cool. We'll see those showers off and on tomorrow afternoon. I have some dry weather on the way and a little bit of a warm up. The 10-day forecast coming up. Winnie?
Brianna, thank you very much. A man was killed today in what appeared to be a tragic accident in South Spokane. It happened near South Myrtle and 27th. Neighbors said the man was towing a large truck behind a backhoe, and at some point part of that backhoe fell on him, pinning him between the machine and the truck. He died on scene. Neighbors we spoke to only saw the aftermath and immediately called 911.
Oh no, I've never ever experienced anything like that. It was the stuff of nightmares pretty much.
It's not clear if anyone else was involved in that accident, but it does remain under investigation. Authorities said alcohol was a factor in a crash that killed a pedestrian in Julietta, Idaho last night. State police said drifter Nibbler crashed into Stanley Solberg around 9 near the intersection of Main and 2nd. Solberg was walking across Main when Nibbler hit him. He was pronounced dead at the scene.
A 10-year-old died and 2 others were injured in a collision late last night outside of Ritzville. Authorities said Nathan James was going east on I-90 when he crashed into the back of a semi-truck. The 10-year-old passenger in James's car, Gracie Snyder, died in that crash. Another 10-year-old was taken to Sacred Heart with injuries. Both children were wearing seatbelts. The cause of the crash is under investigation. Authorities are looking into pressing charges. And we're learning more today about why the westbound lanes of I-90 near the state line were closed for more than 4 hours last night. Police say a 63-year-old man was driving eastbound in the wrong lanes of I-90 when he collided head-on with a 19-year-old woman driving a Jeep. The man's car then rotated and sideswiped a semi-truck. The 2 drivers of the cars were injured, but the semi-truck driver was not. The extent of their injuries is unknown at this time, and the investigation is ongoing. The search is on for the teenager suspected of a shooting outside a Western Washington school. It happened last night at Horizon Elementary in Everett. Authorities say about a dozen teenagers got into a fight during a basketball game. Someone pulled out a gun, shot one of the players. He was taken to the hospital. There's no word on his condition. Police found a handgun in a nearby parking lot. They believe it's the weapon used in that shooting.
New information is coming to light about the murder of 2 Alaska state troopers. The 19-year-old suspect was officially charged with murder and assault this weekend. The attack happened Thursday in a remote village outside of Fairbanks as the officers were trying to arrest his father. Authorities say he grabbed a shotgun and shot the troopers 7 times, killing them both.
There's nothing we can do about it. I'll never see him again. But then those troopers' families will never see them again.
That teen is facing up to 200 years in prison if convicted of all the charges against him. Each charge of first-degree murder against a police officer carries a mandatory sentence of 99 years behind bars. 11 circus performers were hurt in a terrifying accident in front of an audience in Rhode Island. It happened today during the human chandelier routine. 8 Barnum and Bailey and Ringling Brothers performers fell about 30 feet to the ground from that apparatus that failed. Eyewitnesses say they saw a cable snap. It's still not clear exactly what happened or what didn't work properly. At least one performer, though, was critically injured. A vintage biplane crashed in the middle of a performance at a California air show today. Authorities said that 77-year-old pilot was killed. He'd been performing an acrobatic stunt at Travis Air Force Base when that plane, built in 1944, went down. The rest of the show was immediately canceled. No one on the ground was hurt.
All right, a big event coming to town once again in about a month and a half, and time is running out to sign up.
Of course, we're talking about Hoop Fest, which is June 28th and 29th. You have until midnight tomorrow to register your team, so you got to get going. Entry forms can be found at select Yokes and Brucci's locations. You can also sign up online at SpokaneHoopFest.net. You can also sign up to be a court monitor or a volunteer on that website as well. All right, still ahead tonight, one young cancer survivor's story of success and her participation in this year's Bloomsday.